So Vampire Survivors surprised a ton of people last year with its simple but addictive gameplay loop. And I'll be honest, I was initially a little bit skeptical of a game where your character automatically attacks. Yeah, I was that guy. I felt like I needed control over my character. I want to do the attacks. But you know what? Credit where it's due. I got hooked on this game, Rose of the channel got hooked on this game, hell, most of the 𝐦𝐸𝐸 staff was hopelessly addicted to Vampire Survivors for at least a little bit at one time or another. Well, there is good news and bad news if fans were hoping for a sequel, as the developer is saying that he has no plans for a direct sequel. However, there is still plenty of support and add-on content planned for the future. This story comes to us from PCGamer.com, a link is in the description box below. No Vampire Survivors sequel for us unless its creator comes up with something radically new. Now, it's worth noting that creator 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐿 doesn't rule a sequel out entirely, he simply calls it unlikely. So to summarize the article, 𝐤𝐤𝐿 more or less believes there is plenty of juice left in Vampire Survivors as it is, as the game can still be expanded upon, new mechanics can be added to it, you know, basically he can do what he wants with the game he has created, and feels like a sequel wouldn't really make that much of a difference. And you know, I can respect that approach. Maybe don't force out a sequel, or at least try to let some time pass. From where I stand, plenty of people are still enjoying Vampire Survivors as it is, and if anything, a sequel might just give existing fans something to cry and moan about. Oh, you changed this, or this doesn't feel right. So why not stick with something that's working? Of course, people have their opinions on DLC, but me personally, I'm okay tossing a few extra bucks at a game like Vampire Survivors if they keep adding on to it with great content packs, like the recently released one they did, the Legacy of the Moonspell content pack. Reasonable price, it's fun, it adds quite a bit of value to the game. Now, I don't have any insider information or anything like that, but my guess is you would have a lot of publishers out there chomping at the bit to make a deal and get this game. And who knows, that could potentially lead to some kind of a microtransaction horror show, kind of like what we saw with Plants vs. Zombies when that got a sequel and it added a bunch of in-game app purchases. Not saying it was a bad game, I didn't personally play it, but I hate that shit, just going off of what I've heard about the game. That said, I like the approach Vampire Survivors has taken so far. Pay a small asking price or play the mobile version for free and deal with the ads. Seems reasonable to me. And if they want to make this game even better, I'm totally cool with buying a DLC expansion just like with Legacy of Moonspell, and I'll continue to support the game that way so long as the content is good, reasonably priced, and so on. But I'm just one man, so you'll need to let me know in the comments below. Do you like the current model that they're using with Vampire Survivors, or would you enjoy seeing a full-fledged sequel? As always, thank you so much for supporting clickbait-free independent content here at 𝐲𝐸𝐸𝐸. Patreon.com/𝐲𝐸𝐸𝐸 for ad-free, sponsor-free content, Discord access, exclusive shows, and so much more. And as always, I love you, and keep it indie, everyone.